Gwen just announced that she is taking a couple weeks off of her Patreon to focus on school, but right before that announcement, she uploaded her reaction to Season 18, Episode 10, Don't Put All Your Eggs in One Basket. This was the episode where the fractured Brown family celebrated Easter, and Gwen addressed a scene that had a lot of people talking after it aired. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get into today's video. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be voiceover commentary. Episode 10 of season 18 featured the scene where Kody acknowledges how much more involved he is in Solomon and Ariela's day-to-day lives, and at the same time calls out Christine for being a bad sister wife and taking his kids away from him.
For sure.
He came over kind of on his normal schedule, and then he would always have to leave in the morning to help get Solinari ready for school.
I'm gonna say I don't remember a time ever where Kody left Robin's house to help get my kids off to school. Can't she help get her kids ready for school when he's not there?
Lehigh Logan was getting my kids ready to go out the door to school. I don't know where Kody was.
I was actually taking Ariela and Solomon to school because I liked it. And now that I have a chance to do this with Solomon and Ari, it's like this second chance.
I'd be like, oh, I think it's gonna create problems.
I'm tired of being blamed for the bad sister wife. A bad sister wife is someone who just monopolizes the husband's.
A bad sister wife takes her kids away from her husband. Robin's not guilty of that.
This scene stays pissing me off, and I have seen it no less than half a dozen times. When Robin says that she told Kody that she thought that this was going to cause problems, Gwen says, I strongly doubt, she said, you're taking too much care of my children. And then Gwen says, nobody believes you unless you did, but please don't sue me. My thoughts are, don't worry, Gwen, none of us believe Robin either. Gwen goes on to say that this doesn't excuse at all her dad's choice to prefer Robin and her kids, but she does kind of understand a little bit because when they lived in Lehigh, they were trying to make ends meet, and Kody worked like 50 to 60 hours a week, so he wasn't as present as Christine was. Gwen says that she thinks that he might be giving up on Truly. Truly is only a year and a half older than Solomon, and Gwen says that it's his choice to selectively take care of Solomon and Ariela. Gwen says it's very strange and very loud because he didn't make that decision with Truly. I think it's an interesting choice of words with very loud because I take that to mean that everyone notices the vast discrepancy. Maybe you could make excuses for back in the day when Kody had to work long hours. But if his excuse now is that he no longer has to work like that, so now he can enjoy getting his kids ready for school, well, why doesn't that also include Truly, who is only a year older than Saul? Gwen says that he could have done that in Las Vegas with Truly, but she backs up what her mom says in this clip, that her dad never left another wife's house to come help with Truly. In Gwen's opinion, it was a very clear decision where maybe he feels like he failed Truly, so he feels like there's no fixing what he did. Gwen goes on to say that she feels like her dad may feel like there's no point with Truly anymore, and that's why he doesn't take care of her. It's so messed up, and she guesses that her dad thinks that only Solomon and Ariela are worth getting ready for school. When Kody says a bad sister wife takes the kids away from the dad, Gwen says that she thinks a bad mom takes the kids away from their father. She also doesn't feel like Christine is taking the kids away from her dad. Gwen says that she feels like her mom's description of a bad sister wife was actually pretty good, and how Christine described a bad sister wife is a wife that monopolizes all of the husband's time. When Kody says that Robin's not guilty of that, Gwen looks to the camera as if she knows that we know what she's thinking. She says that when her dad says Robin's not guilty of that is a bit hypocritical. Gwen goes on to say she doesn't think Robin actually took Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna away from Preston, their biological father. I mean, even though she did. But she did in the same way that Christine took her kids away from Kody. Gwen says that her mom didn't take them away from her dad, but the kids just didn't have interest in much of a relationship with Kody. Gwen thinks Robyn and her mom behaved in the same way when it came to getting a divorce. They both left what they perceived to be a toxic environment for both them and their kids. Gwen says that if you wanted the kids and the kids wanted you, that would be a different story. Do we know that Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna didn't want a relationship with their dad, or were they poisoned though? That's my only question. Other than that, I completely agree with Gwen here that this one description covers them both. And while we are on the topic of Truly, check out what Christine had to say here to Us Weekly about Kody and Truly and how their visitation goes.
I wish for better. I wish for more. I know that some of them would really like to have a better relationship with him. And I hope that they do. I do everything that I can to make it possible for my kids to hang out with Kody. Like, he usually texts me the day before he comes into town. It's like, I'm going to come to town, you know, can I see Truly? I'm like, sure. I get her to McKelty's house and she'll spend some time with them. So you just do what you can do to make sure that they can have a relationship.
Sure. Yeah.
This dude gives Christine 1 day's notice. What the fuck? Either Gwen or McKelty, honestly, I forget which one, doesn't think that their dad do the gun accessory sales anymore. So literally, what the fuck are Kody and Robyn doing on a day-to-day basis that Kody couldn't schedule his trips further out than 1 day? Sure, it's nice that he does make the drive out there, but what this says to me is that, as always, Truly is a if I have nothing better to do afterthought. Oh, and if Christine for some reason can't completely alter her schedule at a literal moment's notice, you bet your ass Kody is going to use that as a shining example of Christine keeping Truly away from him. I don't think I'm saying anything shocking here when I tell you that kids crave stability. Heck, this is one of the reasons Christine cites for moving Truly to Utah, to give Truly reliable family who want to be around her as much as she wants to be around them. Forget the gross inconsideration of people's time with these surprise visits, but that just adds an unnecessary amount of anxiety to a child's life, not knowing when or how often you are going to see your dad, and then poof, he's there. Gwen mentioned that when she was young, I think she said around 3, she suffered hair loss from the amount of stress she experienced. And then she tells the camera, don't practice polygamy. I am glad that Christine is trying to rectify missteps of the past by ensuring that Truly has stability now. Kody, on the other hand, cannot help but continue to make his family anxious and stressed out by something as seemingly benign as a visit. I would be so annoyed if I was Christine and I was constantly having to rearrange my schedule to accommodate Kody's whims even after divorcing him. As always, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Be sure to check out my second channel, Sarah Spills. A link for that will be in the description of this video. Follow me on Instagram, Threads, and X at realiteasquad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.